Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are gonna be beginning the narration and character voice acting for the side story to the Grinning Valley. So that new side story is here and right on the heels on one that just literally finished. I thought I would have at least a week of breathing room, but here we are. I am excited, however, to cover this story, so let's head right in. But before we do so, the usual question and answer here at the beginning before we start anything, and that is for anybody new to Arknights and is wondering, do I need to know anything before heading into this side story? And the long and short answer is, no, you do not, considering this is our, if I'm not absolutely completely mistaken, this is our first story that is properly set in Rim Billiton. There were a couple of short stories, like the operator records that were set from memory, if I remember correctly, that were set and around Rim Billiton, in that area, in other areas of Rim Billiton than here. So I wouldn't count those as, oh, you absolutely need to know those, but when it comes to the story itself, you're free to just dive into this one, even if you're very new to Arknights. However, there are elements from main story here, or might be here, I'm not actually fully sure. Well, we do have Savage, as you might be able to tell in the background there, and you'll see her very, very soon on one of the cards. But yeah, she is someone who is very much tied to Rhode Island, and there is mentioning of the Doctor and Amiya. That's as much as I'm gonna say right now. But outside of that, I have no idea how much and if there will be any kind of proper mention of main story events. If there will be, for people who care about spoilers, I will be saying that at the beginning of one of these parts and warn you in advance if there is any kind of big main story spoilerino happening, so you are gonna be in the clear. But like I said, if you're new to Arknights and just want to listen to the story, you're free to do so. No extra obligations. The story will explain itself, as always. But yeah, anyway. Oh, and one very important thing. Considering this is taking place in Rim Billiton, and Rim Billiton is pretty much our good old Down Under, pretty much Australia, for Arknights purposes. I mean, the characters pretty much all should have Australian accents, but I think this is one of those stories where I have to stress one thing. I cannot even do a Croatian accent. I am Croatian. I should sound Slavic when I'm talking. I don't. I cannot even force myself to do a Croatian accent. So please, do not, outside of maybe for jokes, where I can force one in, don't expect an Australian accent. I know, immersion, but that will not happen. I would probably die. Look, I already have to do a Warmy voice. You will have to contend with a Warmy impression from me. I think that's already stretching it enough. You don't need more cringe. Okay, jokes aside, I cannot do accents, pretty much. There's a couple I can force myself into. I don't know why, but I just can. But Australian is definitely not one of them. It's one of those accents I have probably been exposed the least to. British I hear a lot, but still it's very not easy to do. And my English is already kind of like a hodgepodge of probably like 5 different accents at once, so you know, I'm not gonna stress it. But yeah, just want to say that very quickly. But anyway, let us go into and let me show you guys how much we're gonna cover in part 1, and it's gonna be our first 2 cards in here. So, considering this is literally on the heels of another story, and I thought I'm gonna have a little bit more time to, you know, recuperate between one new and then another new story. That appears not to be the case, and especially because right now, as this is gonna also go live on the channel, I'm also live streaming a game that requires a lot of talking and a lot of voice acting on top. Let's put it this way, I don't want to kill myself or go mute for an entire week. So yeah, we're gonna split this into 2 cards at once, and because we have 6 cards individually here, this is gonna be a 3-parter series essentially. But the parts are gonna be covering probably every time like an hour, as you might see already from this length, and yeah, I know, it's a blasphemy, right? For those of you who have been along for the channel for a while, it's a blasphemy. Something that is under 2 hours? Shocker. Anyway, joking aside. Let us begin with our first card, titled Boiling Point. And let's check out what the Warmy be cooking.
Hear leaves flipping and bubbling away inside the scalding hot pot. I love that sound. There's the static from that radio too, and the oldie hawking on about sharpening your blades, and the sound of the Utes power plant as it drives. I love all of that too, but I'm not gonna hear them anymore. Or well, I won't soon enough. Here's the fire, burning, telling me, hey, chin up, just chin up a bit, you know. That's hoping you will. Actually, I think the fire is a little weak. I'll give it a bit of air. What's that sound I hear? Lance, can you not think on your bowel? I told you to stop doing that. What if you get on someone's nerves?
I'll think on anything I please. Can I be the boss of my own Ute? Besides, with how loud the truck stop is, nobody's gonna be pointing fingers at me.
Don't make excuses.
I'm just bored, mate. You're making an awful lot of food today. What's the occasion anyway? I've been waiting ages. I'm starved. I had to make some noise to get a message across with the food. Don't get cold now. We need to wait for Potlit to join us for a meal.
Excuses again. You don't worry about anything. You're like a kid. If you're that bored, come and help me out in the kitchen.
Oh, but you're the 6-star chef here. You're killing it in there, Potlit.
Would you stop calling me Potlit already?
What's this red dish here?
Oh, that's the tomato braised sissy beast. It's fresh from the pot. It'll blow you away.
Tomato braised sissy beast? What's with the color? Shouldn't the broth be a little more yellowy? Before she can finish her sentence, Alanna has already rammed her spoon into the piping hot bowl and scooped an entire slab of sissy beast meat into her mouth. The food burns her tongue, but Alanna gives Potlit a thumbs up nonetheless. It's perfect. That's our truck's 6-star chef.
But the meat you brought back this time is especially fresh. I didn't have to use a lot of seasoning to make it taste good.
Really? Looks like the market man gave us the freshest on hand, knowing we're leaving. Guess it was worth buying from him for 2 years.
Don't say things like that, Lance. I think he's been real good to us from the very beginning, going by what you told me. I'm picturing a kinda short, good-tempered man in a dirty apron. A short, fat, middle-aged man.
Yeah, nah, that's not what he looks like. When he stands in front of his shop holding a cleaver, not a single person dares to swipe even a single carrot from the market. When you get older, I'll let you walk around town yourself. That reminds me, when was the last time we had tomato braised sissy?
The last time? It was probably when we first ate together. And you made that meal yourself!
Oh, that does feel like a long time ago. You still remember?
Of course! You said, cooking's just one of the things I'm good at, but then you made an insanely sour tomato braised sissy beast.
How was I supposed to know those tomatoes were gonna be that sour? The broth was bright and yellow. It looked so tasty.
I still remember the look on your face after you gave it a taste.
But what does it matter if it helps fill our tummies? Flavor comes second. And didn't you finish all of yours?
It's not good to waste food. Besides... let's not talk about the past. I don't want the food to get cold because you can't stop complaining.
Potlit lightly touches the bowl, and suddenly the braised meat becomes just as piping hot as when it was fresh out of the pot. Amid the rising white steam, Alanna's expression grows stern. Hey, didn't we agree not to use arts for little things like that?
But this is the fastest way to warm it up. I'm just heating the food up, just a quick use. It's nothing to worry about.
Whatever. It's your health, not mine. But as soon as we get to Iron Carrot City, we need to find you a teacher who can teach you a real proper casting. Come on, tuck in. What are you waiting for?
Let me enjoy the view first. You always look so happy when you eat. It puts a smile on my face just watching you.
Botley takes a cloth and wipes clean the broth that spilled over the bowl, then wipes her hands. She takes a few thick books from the shelf and stacks them on her seat, one by one, before sitting on top of them. Botley places one arm on the table flat, while her other hand props her head up, and she looks at Alanna with a smile on her face.
We are gonna have to turn the truck when we get to Iron City, and they'll shut the route down forever.
Yeah. Think you'll miss it?
Not really. Warmy never gets sad.
Well, alright then. In that case, after this route suspended, do you still want to stay on my truck? After we return it to the company, they'll probably keep it around, though I doubt it'll go to the stops we took before.
Even so, I won't let it get to me. Yeah, I won't. As long as you're right here by my side, there's nothing to be unhappy about.
Alanna reaches out to pat Botley on the head, her ears twitch in response. What's wrong?
That kinda tickles.
Seeing the young Cottus's reaction, Alanna laughs. Then my wonderful, perpetually smiley Potlet, help me run some errands later, will ya?
Huh? But it's been so long since I've gone into town.
You'll be fine. See, I took the safety valve off to make it go faster, and I can't have the company finding that out when they inspect the Ute. So we need a new safety valve right quick. And we'll also need some daily necessities for a long trip. The workers said they'd bring us some, but I said no.
The guys at the motor pool know you're leaving?
Yeah, but I still have heaps of things that I need to deal with here. If I were to go, I might not be done by tomorrow morning.
Do they know you're taking me with you?
I suppose. Anyhow, that's why I'm counting on you to take care of that. You're a young lady already anyway. And here. Alanna passes Botley a paper scrap with some wobbly writing on it. Sell those things out the front door. We should be able to get some money out of them. As for the rest, follow the shopping list. Here's my purse. Take it with you. I still have one last bit of work to handle.
So this is the last.
Let's divvy up the work and get this done. Divide and conquer.
Okay, let's do it!
Then the metal crab woke up. It got to its feet, slipped twice, and carved the tower crane into pieces. Everyone took a good look, and turns out all that reinforced concrete didn't make a dent in its shell when everything came crumbling down. Of course they dropped their shovels and blowtorches and ran for their lives. How's that? I heard it's based on a real story, real people, crab and all. This is what we're showing for tonight's open-air movie night, over at the slag heap. No need to thank me. I've never seen you around, so you have to be new here. Let me go more into the rules of our ball and card games here. Each factory district has different rules. You know that, right?
I just want a sand beast.
Fine. I have a few of them in this basket here. Pick whichever you want. All my sand beasts are well trained. They eat and sleep and follow their master's clothes. You really don't want to talk about anything else, like fight better today, isn't it? It's not often we get a day without a sandstorm out here. Makes work much easier.
Watch out! Out of the way! Out of the way! I can't stop!
Crikey, who's having such a little kid cart all these things? But I know this street goes downslope. Little girl, you with me? You think you got brain damage?
I'm okay. I'm not a baby anymore. I'll be fine. It took me so much work to pile up all the pots and dishes, now they're all over the ground.
The little girl prepares to bend down to pick up a big pot. At the same time, a hand reaches out for it. The two both take a reflexive step back. Potlet nervously tugs her own sleeve.
Miss, I can pick these things up myself. You don't have to help me.
Okay.
Also, thanks for stopping my hand truck there.
Yeah, you didn't say you wanted to stop, but there's a recycling facility up ahead. It wouldn't be good if you crashed into it.
Huh? Okay, you have a point. I'm sorry, mister, my things are blocking your shop's entrance. I'll clean it all up right away.
It's fine, little girl. Take your time.
Oh, hold on. So this is the Tiny Longears general store. Mister, I'm here to talk business.
Business? Should someone be watching you?
I don't need her to help me with this. She has her own work to do. We're dividing and conquering.
Alright. Wait here for a sec. Girl, you picked out a sand beast yet?
Let me have another look.
I'll deal with the little girl first then. Come on, what are you buying?
First things first, I need to sell some things before I buy anything. Take a look at these pots and pans, as well as this originium gas cooker. I'm selling them all. I heard that second-hand kitchenware that's kept well and clean sells for a lot of money.
A pot so scorched even its handle is black, a fork with broken teeth, a scrap sheet metal. You're trying to sell this?
With the money I make from selling these and the change in my purse, I know I'll have enough for a safety valve, an electrode holder, spray paint.
How about this? Bring everything you want to buy to the counter. I'll give you a discount and take your wares based on the total price. Whatever's left over, I won't take.
Nuh-uh. I have to sell all these things.
I can treat you to a cold carrot.
Okay.
It's a deal then. Let's see. This gas cooker is more than enough. Take the rest of that garbage back with you, okay?
On second thought, nuh-uh.
You're a weird one, little girl. Why are you insisting on selling all those things? If you didn't look like such a nice little bun, I'd be thinking you committed some kind of crime and came here to get rid of evidence. And let's be real, I don't know you from Bruce. How am I supposed to just offload your garbage you hold here? What if you turn out to be an infected?
I knew it! An afternoon wasn't going to be enough to sell all of it. Nuh-uh, I told her and she didn't believe me. Alright, I'll have to report back, then think of something.
Oh, hold on, little one. Who sent you?
Huh? Lance! Alanna of the Barren Lands.
Alright. I don't know you, but I do know her. Look at her dumping her work on a little girl like you. Not that I'm surprised. Here, a footstool. That way you can get a better view while I tally the numbers up. Tell her I'll take her things for now, and whenever she gets a day off, she owes me a meal.
Huh? Why the change of heart? I guess it's fair. I'm not a kid anymore. If I'm asked to do something, I get it done.
What's the matter? You weren't happy when I wouldn't talk business. And you're also unhappy that I'm taking these off your hands?
Huh? Yeah, nah. I've been happy the whole time. The safety valve model that Lance told me to get's not on the shelf.
Let's see. Didn't this model go obsolete ages ago? Ever since the Union set the rags, the guidebook's been full of tips to never buy that junk again.
Nuh-uh, I have to go look for it elsewhere. I'll find it. Mister, look after the hand truck for me.
I really need to talk to Alanna about this. What about you, miss? Have you picked one yet? Or do you have something else in mind?
What do I even do with you? Give me the spanner. I'll do it. I know my Uta better than anybody else. Hey, you hired me for this, Alanna. You want to save yourself some money? Come out and say it. I'm not always tight on money like you broke arse.
I'm an alcoholic and I don't drive my truck so bad that it breaks down every other day. Besides, if I do less work than you, how am I supposed to boast to Potlet about my skills?
That little runt? This thing we're taking apart right now, that's where she sleeps, right?
Uh-huh.
Really? Alright, I'll give it to you. I lost this time. We all thought you were just talking big. Given your temper, shouldn't you have made her somebody else's problem a long time ago? My bad. Stop glaring.
My temper? Who do you think I am? I took her in because all of you bet against me having the patience to take care of a kid, and I wasn't going to take that slander lying down. Look down on me again, and the next time I'm back, I'll kick a ball into your faces.
It's mainly that we haven't seen her the last 2 years. We only have your word to go on. You got your threats chewed by a big back beast, you swapped the control valve at the last minute under catastrophe clouds to speed up your transport, you caught a passenger that got blasted into the sky by a geyser. Everything you say is like it's all happened.
That all actually happened, I'm telling you.
Fine, it happened. Now why did you keep her locked away in the truck the whole time, never letting her out to spend time with the rest of us? Surely she didn't want to stay shut up in there. If that's really the case, what are you planning to do tomorrow when the truck's out of commission?
I'll figure something out once I get to Carrots. The company has to give me a new route, right?
You'll figure something out. Hold on, you're going to Iron Carrot City to wait for a new route instead of staying here? You're never coming back?
This is the only one I could get. It's not quite what Lance told me to find, but the shop said we should at least be able to plug it in. It'll be fine. It's getting dark. If I don't hurry and get back, we won't finish everything we have to do. Lance should be back too by now.
Little girl, hello. You're walking kinda leisurely, not like you're trying to catch a ride.
Huh? Oh, do I look leisurely?
If I might have a little of your time, would you happen to know when the last transport to Iron Carrot City leaves?
9:30 at night. I know that route better than anybody.
Oh, okay. Appreciate it, kid. 9:30. I still have some time.
I'm really worried about Lance for some reason. What's going on?
There is an old abandoned workshop belonging to the vehicle located at the city transport gateway. Its lights, familiar as ever, can be seen through its windows. Potlet wipes the dust off the window and peeks inside. The passage leading to the exit bears the workplace fatigue from the workers' frantic movement, all the loading and unloading they perform every day. They say the passage is old and smoothed out, just like the bottom of the tin lunchbox that the old factory director has used and washed for 2 decades. As the workers cheer on, a metal ball, or more precisely an amalgamation of a variety of scrap metals compressed together and polished into a ball, is dropped onto the smooth surface. The ball rolls forward. Good shot, mate!
Beautiful, and you knocked them all down in one go. Good one, Alanna.
Let's see, 18, 19, you're ahead by 20. How are we supposed to catch up? Charlie, you sproglet, let's call it quits while our score doesn't look too terrible. Don't embarrass the factory. Alright, just shut up and watch. Let me show you wankers what a perfect shot looks like. Instead of worrying about me, maybe start wrecking your brains to figure out how we'll decorate tonight's send-off party for Alanna. First, we'll make it a welcome party. Well, we'll welcome Alanna as a proper member of the Rust Wreck Town Motor Pool family.
Really now? If you don't knock all the pins down in this one go, you aren't getting another shot at it.
Put a sock in it. He bends down to put the fallen pins upright and rubs his hands against his trousers pockets, his sweat leaving a clearly visible mark on the fabric.
He picks up the ball, places his toes just slightly before the foul line, and stares straight ahead.
Hold on. Charlie, that's enough.
Huh?
I'm in the lead for now, and you still have a chance to overtake me. We could put our argument on hold. Considering the score, it should be an acceptable outcome for both of us. Let's call it a draw. What do you say?
Alanna, forget this place. There's not a single person in all the matches ever played in the RMIA who ever tried to pull a trick like this. If I'm remembering right, we agreed that if I win, you stay. If you win, we won't keep you, and you can go wherever. And now you're asking for a draw? What do you want us to do? Cut you in half and have one half drive your truck, while the other half stays here? Or are you going to spend half of your time on your new life and the other half with your old friends?
I'll pass. I'm not like those factory district reps. They announce their newest expansion plans at their morning conferences, supervise mine work in the afternoons, and go to some boring social engagements in the evenings. I've got more than enough on my plate, and I can't be in two places at once. I only have enough sanity in me to hold the gear lever, and most leaning one ear closer to the passengers to eavesdrop on their funny stories. So here's my suggestion. I'll head to Carrots to get everything dealt with. The next time I'm back, I'll talk to all of you about joining the motor pool.
So you're saying you're never coming back? Why? Because of our bet? Because of that little kid?
Lance?
Potlet?
Why are you bowling here? Didn't you say you had lots to take care of?
We haven't settled our bet, so of course I have to take care of this.
Lance, you lazy sissy beast.
Potlet raises her hand up high and shoves Alanna's shoulders as hard as she can. Her sleeve slides down to reveal a black, irregularly shaped crystal cluster. Not even the bracelet that Alanna gave her is able to hide its luster.
Why are your friends all looking at me?
They're just curious. Come, we're going back to the Ute.
Wow.
What do you think? I'm willing to bet no one could tell that just 4 hours ago there used to be an illegal kitchen here, right? That's what you get with the best vehicle makeover hands in the entire district. It's not every day I get to put my skills to work.
Yep, I really can't tell at all. But Lance, you didn't tell me you were taking it apart. Even so, it's amazing. You told me the work we had left was a huge pain and you might not finish it if you had to do it alone. Isn't that why you asked me to buy all those things? But not only are you done, you're bowling with the men here, and you're even having lolly water and reading magazines.
But of course. Anyhow, we only have 3 minor problems left now. First off, we need to use spray paint to cover up the smoke damage wall here. Let me show you how it works first. After that, you have fun with the other 2 cans.
I think I might have started a few too many fires.
Next, we have the power plant's pipeline's safety valve.
Oh, I couldn't find the kind you wanted. Does that mean we won't be able to hand in the truck tomorrow?
Don't worry. I knew you wouldn't be able to find a model that old. You see, we're getting our truck inspected and upgraded because even though all the other parts are fairly new, the power plant is too old. No one cared about it before, but the unions in Big Pillar have been clamoring for standardization. Standardization. Sounds like a pretty cool word, right? You can think of it as a setting up rules. The old power plant's problems don't bother me, but the union says they're switching over to the top of the line thingies in the ads for our own good. And I think they have a point. Anyway, it's because ours is against the rules that we're going to get a new one from the transport company in Carrots tomorrow. We'll be fine, even if this valve isn't a perfect fit. We just have one last run. As long as it gets our Ute to its final destination, it's more than enough. And if we end up having to use the backup pipeline, then I'll need you to help me out. Just like before, I'll ask you to go down to the power plant to take a look at things, and you'll need to report anything that seems off right away.
Okay.
Finally, this is the decommissioning report we need to hand over to the station when we leave. Once we're gone, we aren't coming back.
Alanna stops for a bit and glances at Potlid.
All these silly formalities, right? And they barely gave me any heads up. I asked Thick Palm Poker to teach me how to fill out the form, and it took 2 whole hours. I didn't have time to take it to the station today. You did pretty good today, so I'll turn in this report tomorrow morning on my own. You can stay in the tool room and sleep in. If you're sad, it's okay to let it out.
If we get a route change, you probably won't get a lot of chances to see your mates here, right?
Huh?
That's why I'll hand in the report tomorrow. That way, you can spend a bit more time with your mates, and you won't be so sad over not seeing them anymore. My kitchen's gone now, but when we get to our new home, once our house is built, I'll make the sweet meat soup that always puts a smile in your face.
Sounds good.
You stepped my back too hard.
You're growing up, aren't you? You'll get used to it. Okay, now catch. Tonight, I'll let you have lolly waters with me and go to bed an hour later than before.
I'm so tired. But I won't get lost. I'm not a little kid. I can read a map. Yep, take a turn here, go upstairs right ahead. Huh? The man from yesterday is still here. Did he miss his ride? Not only is he sitting in the same place, he's in the same pose and looks just as depressed. Wow, incredible!
Oh, it's you, little girl. Good morning. Perfect timing. When's the earliest truck to Iron Carrot City today?
At 6:20. I'm actually that truck's... no, I mean, I'm taking that truck too.
Looks like I'll make it.
I can take you there. That way you won't miss it.
No, thanks. Sorry, I really appreciate it, but I want to sit here a little longer.
Are you waiting for someone?
Me? No, what makes you think that? Come, Warmy. No more waiting. Let's go back into the hut tonight. These things happen.
Because... it's a very normal thing to wait for someone. Okay, I'll be on my way. Bye-bye. I hope you get to see the person you're waiting for.
No, I'm scared to death. I don't want to see... God, those kids sure run quick. I should, thank her nonetheless.
Next, bring your documents into the office. Potlid stands on her tiptoes.
How far away is the office? I can't see it at all from the line. What should I do? It's almost time to leave. I don't think I'll get it handed in time. So many people here this early. Maybe luck's not on my side. Even a big girl can't help it when she's unlucky. Yeah, there are too many people here. Nothing wrong with the union trying to make the event seem more above board. But they didn't have to handle both beauty pageant registrations and government forms in the exact same place, did they? This is almost exactly how everybody used to line up in front of Grandma's room to complain. Good thing I'm taking care of this. If it be the doctor or Amiya here, it would have been a huge headache, what with how much work they have on their hands. Amiya, she's just a teenager. Why exactly does she have so much on her shoulders? Right, little girl, you said you were in a rush. Small and wifeish as you are, you wouldn't be here for the beauty pageant, right? Huh? No, I'm here to hand in our decommissioning report. Here, it's this one. If you don't hand it in today, then it won't get decommissioned, right? Oh, no, that's easy. Just let me take care of it. Huh? But it's our truck that's getting decommissioned. Do you know, Lance? Yeah, nah. But you couldn't be the driver, could you? No. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. The report just needs to be handed in. Doesn't matter who does the handing. I need to line up here anyway. Taking your report to the office desk there is nothing. Just leave it to me and get back to your ride. Oh, why so glum? Is there still something worrying you? Huh? Do I look... no. I can't be like this. Here, the report. Thanks, miss. You're too kind. This girl's condition. Here, kid. This is for you. It's a card? A business card. Remember to give it to your family. Might come in handy one day. Hurry up. The passenger will be here any minute. Coming! You're gonna have to hide in the tool room this trip. I'll be fine. Remember, I stayed in there for a long time in the beginning. Also, you can still use the little terminal here to check the monitoring screens. You can see every person on the truck. Guess I didn't have to say, huh? Yeah. Alright, I'm off to the driver's cabin. I finished so much in such a short amount of time. Even though I ran into lots of trouble, and even though Lance said there probably wasn't enough time, we still managed to get the Uta into shape to head back, and we took care of all the paperwork. Oh, the man from the station finally made it in. Thank goodness. Right, I even helped someone with the schedule. The transport vehicle's entrance is now closed. The vehicle will soon be powered on. Please, take your seats or find a suitable area to affix your folding chair, bench, or mat. I did such a great job. I should be happy, even proud of myself. But... Actually... I don't care what happens. I wish your truck didn't have to be retired. I still haven't gotten to see... This vehicle's being hijacked. We're heading to the Grinning Valley. Huh?
Potlet looks at the display panel where the driver's cabin's monitoring screen is shown. The unfamiliar voice heard through the broadcast belongs to the strange woman she met yesterday. She's holding Alanna's broadcast mic with one hand. Her other hand is steadily holding her crossbow, with its bolt pressed against the side of Alanna's neck. She stares at Potlet with a cold glare through the monitoring camera's lens, perhaps noticing the subtle movement of its shift in angle. Anyone not heading to the Grinning Valley can get off now, driver included.
Huh? It's a real truck jacking?
You know, the first time I saw Warmy's art and everything and heard her talk on the poll stream, two things came immediately to mind. Number one, this child is gonna absolutely melt my heart away, which I can confirm. Absolutely already melted my heart away. Number two, there's gonna be some deep, dank, dark secret behind her. Or some kind of depression. I mean, this is Arknights. And seems to be there. There's something going on with the dad. But so far, no idea. So far, no idea. And yeah, oh boy. I can already tell there's gonna be something that's gonna break my heart. Why? Arknights, why? Also, can we talk for a moment about how they're sometimes introducing, you know, characters that we know, like Savage here, appearing for a brief moment there, and her name in text being No Nonsense Woman. The first time I noticed that, I laughed. That was great. Also, our dear Alanna here, or Lana, however you want to say her name, short or long, even though I haven't played the game yet, for those of you who have played and do know Zenless Zone Zero, Her design really reminds me of that one character, one playable character from there. Actually, is she playable already? I don't know right now. But yeah, her design really reminds me of hers. And funnily enough, of course, both characters are into machines. But yeah, I'll play that and stream that eventually on the channel. But that's for another thing. I do like her design. I do like Alanna's design quite a lot. Yeah, Warmy is just killing my heart with cuteness and kindness. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the Warmy voice. Oh god, this is gonna be one of those. This is giving me Suzuran flashbacks. Oh my god. Anyway, without further ado, let's proceed to part 2, titled One-Way Tracks.
A long and narrow strip of dust rises up from the sand, burying any tracks we've left, a scene I've seen too many times to count. They call me Alanna of the Barren Lands, and I'm definitely no unstoppable sandstorm, just a tumbleweed that stops and goes. My bets with the workers are a stage for me to perform on, and my passengers' adventures are just more bragging fodder for me. But are those really my stories to tell? The lone vehicle sails across the land, over the ashen yellow desert sand, and under the dazzling golden sun. It deviates from its usual path. What is it looking for? What is it running from? Well, what am I looking for? What am I running from? Weather's pretty good. You can even see the Iridium clusters in the distance. Reckon we'll reach our destination without a hitch. Quiet again. Nothing you wanna say? I've never met a passenger as boring as you in all my time as a driver. What did you say? Ah, never mind. Hey! Don't! Keep that thing down, why don't you? What are you doing? I just wanted to open the window for some fresh air. That's all, promise. Alright. Can you, get your big body away from my head first? We can talk this through. Continue towards the Grinning Valley, and I won't hurt you. Telling me that after hijacking my Ute and pointing this toy cannon at my face? What's even in that thing? Custom bolts. Infected creatures are afraid of them. I was hoping you'd take carrots or lollies instead. Well, no worries. I'm no infected creature, so I probably shouldn't find it too scary. But if you insist on keeping it pointed at my head... If you pull the trigger, big if here, if I croak, what's going to happen to the truck? I can drive it. Can you now? It's gonna spin out of control by the time you get your molly on the lever. It'll charge straight into a cliff or crash into one of those Iridium clusters. And then... boom! Fine, even if you can't drive, and the truck doesn't go topsy-turvy. Kill me if you want, but what about the other passengers? Or that guy, what about that Zalak? I gave everyone the chance to hop off, but no one took it. I just need the vehicle. Don't you find it strange why he didn't leave? I'd be worried if I were you. A hit-and-run tearaway, an unlucky fella fed up with his job. Or maybe he's an undercover copper on your trail. Don't let all that trembling and shaking fool you. He might be hiding some real skills under his sleeve. Everyone's hiding a secret or two, yeah? Nah? And if you're wondering why I'm still here, as a company girl I have to keep their property safe. This Ute has been with me for an awful long time, so emotion or logic-wise I can't just give her up to a random blow-in. This should have been... Right, it's on its way to be reborn. It should have gone for Iron Carrot City, where millions of ore chunks go every day. The passengers would salute it when it entered the motor pool. There it'd be remodeled into a newer, cooler version, install a tunnel boring module for example, so it can head straight underground the next time a catastrophe warning sounds. I gotta thank you on behalf of my Ute. The new life we were about to find in Carrots is all gone. Couldn't have done it without you, mate. You talk so much and so fast. Real bonds are... A new life? What's that about? Isn't life the same everywhere? There's nothing new or old to it, or different. Fine, maybe you're right. You know, even having my head suddenly up against some stranger's weapon isn't anything new to me. Maybe that's something to be said about.
The truckjacker slowly lowers the giant crossbow.
Why'd you respond with that, of all things? Whatever, I guess you do have some humanity in there. Though, even if you want this for your own free charter, you've gotta be a bit more polite. That's how we'll make us, the people you've dragged into this, happier to cooperate with you. I didn't want to involve anyone else. I asked around and there shouldn't have been any passengers this time. I get it, you've been planning this for a while, huh? But you're bound to have a surprise or two, even if your crime's nice and premeditated. Fine, let's just say my beat-up Ute and I hit the jackpot. When we get there, everyone's free to go. I'll pay you too. Wowee! Sure hope so. Then for your private charter, we'll first go to the Grinning Valley. But you have to make sure everyone's here safe. And enough raising your crossbow willy-nilly. Alright. Good then. Jacker, just sit tight and enjoy the view on the way to your stop.
At some point in time, the truck gradually begins to slow down before coming to a halt. It enters a checkpoint, joining the other vehicles waiting to clear, one after the other. The truck inches forward, bit by bit, every time the other trucks go through the gates. Alanna used to hate this part, but now she wants the traffic jam to go on for as long as possible. Because this way, she can be even more certain that she'll get her off-course truck back.
Crowded. Huh, probably just another international entrepreneur clearing their raw materials out of the nearby mines. They must be working overtime to deliver the goods. They spill money like water and make us road warriors suffer. Why not go another way? This road is so congested. We have to go through Green Meadow if we want to get to the Grinning Valley. No choice. But they don't really check much, just collect the toll and register a name. Alright. The truck behind needs to hurry up. God, that's it. Now we've got no way out.
The truckjacker leaves her seat, walking down the narrow corridor as if to confirm the conditions outside, and returns after a moment. On her way back, the sound of her footsteps sends Alanna's heartbeat racing. Alanna can only see the truckjacker's hand gripping her crossbow through the review mirror. The figure draped in olive shades covers all the junk reflected in the mirror before appearing in her peripheral vision and sitting next to Alanna once more. Her expression and body language show a sense of calm. The subtle noise of her clothes brushing the leather seat happens to bury Alanna's thumping heartbeats.
What's up? Nothing. Seems she's not onto me. Whew. There's no way this is the only route to the Grinning Valley. This road is the shortest one, but you have to go through inspections. I'll get a chance to call for help as long as I can talk to the inspector. I reckon she and her crossbow won't match up to the well-trained security station here. Looks like a catastrophe. Huh? These vehicles all seem to be avoiding a catastrophe, or maybe some other bad thing. Why is that? How do you figure? The scratches on their exterior are from infected creatures, and there's some dust. It's just a little, but I can see the particles. And the expressions of the people inside the cars too. The mine workers tend to have similar looks on their faces after an accident. The same kind of impatience and unease when they don't know where to go.
Hold up. I'll go ask. Hey, bruv! Old bloke in the slack truck. What's with the road being chokas today?
You didn't hear from the double helmet mine, did you?
Nah, mate. Rust wreck town. Double helmet. I remember a group of guys raving about mining some new place with a ton of minerals a while back.
There was an accident. Some unstable originium blew the mine inside out, and now no one can stay there anymore.
Ah, bloody hell. So you escaped? How are the others doing?
The driver suddenly coughs violently, and Alanna notices his face is unusually pale. Them, well, they'll have to count on their own luck. I just hope my wife and kid are lucky enough. Most of the vehicles here are probably the same as me, no home to return to. We can only stay elsewhere until they finish cleaning up the site. Alanna turns back for a look. The truck jacker is gazing out the window with a calm look on her face.
What's wrong? Nothing. They're coming. What? The grabbers. They're gonna board the truck. Who? Not a soul inside headed our way.
Alanna follows the truck jacker's line of sight and finally realizes what she was referring to. A group of security officers at the checkpoint are chatting with the driver in front, while another group enters the vehicle with protective gear and violent intent. Soon after, they drag the driver out the car. His sleeves are cut open, with blood flowing from the exposed originium crystals on his arms. Alanna suddenly feels inexplicably uneasy.
They're searching for infected.
In the truck's tiny tool room, little Potlet is keeping her word.
That Cautus hijacker lady is so weird. But she and Lance are looking pretty chummy. Did she really hijack the truck? Oh, I get it. Lance is so powerful she can turn anyone into a friend. Look, the monitor on the little terminal.
Seems like she doesn't want to hurt anyone.
Then are we going back to our route? Can we postpone the truck's retirement?
I don't know.
Huh?
What's wrong?
Just after the blue here, but why are you in here with me too, mister? This is a secret room, closed to the public.
Well, I got a little scared. Not a little, I'm really scared. This is my first hijacking. I just hurried to the first door I saw. Can you let me stay here, kiddo? Look, I'll squeeze myself into this corner and won't take up too much space, and I won't disturb your work either.
Huh? Okay, sure, but if you're scared, then why didn't you get off the truck before?
I don't know myself. Scared is one thing, but deep inside I also felt a sudden relief. Like I might run into something even scarier if I got off the truck. I also want this truck to go as far and as long as it can. Why didn't you get off?
Me? Why would I? Lance is still here, so there's no way I could leave her on her own.
Lance, you're referring to the truck driver, right? Are you two family or
Family? I don't know. I left so long ago. Lance is a little like Daddy, and also Mommy, and the miners too. If she's like everyone, then it also means she isn't like any of them at all either, right? Lance is Lance. She made a bet with her friends, and I'm their chip. So we can't be family, right? We just live together. We've always been living together on this truck.
The exit is right before her eyes, but the gates lie shut, blocking the vehicle. A few security officers walk to the cab and knock on the window. Alanna hesitates for a moment, but gets out of the truck anyway.
What's up, mate?
Routine inspection?
Do you have to inspect public transport vehicles too? Look, here's my operating license.
Special circumstances? Please cooperate.
Nah, that can't be right. There were so many trucks in front just now, but you let them all go through. Now you stop us when it's my turn? Crikey. Bloody luck's off the charts today, what with all these nice things happening to me.
Sir, don't bother with her. I just checked the vehicle's identification number, and they came from Big Pillar. You know, they've got tons of messily managed mines over there, and they don't standardize safety procedures either. Lots of infected. Your vehicle ID isn't from Green Meadow, and we inspect all vehicles from out of town.
And what if I refuse?
Then our well-equipped security will politely ask you out of your truck for a more in-depth investigation at our office. We might lock you up for a few days or months, confiscate your vehicle, revoke your license, and hit you with a nasty fine. The specific steps we'll take will depend on how long you decide to keep messing with me.
Mate, ain't this a bit much? I've been driving for years and passed a lot of checkpoints, but this is a first.
The security officers raise their crossbows at Alanna.
Fine. Only the driver has to cooperate with the inspection, yeah? Everybody else here is a passenger.
Passengers?
Yeah, they're all...
At this point, Alanna turns back, looking toward the passenger cabin's open door and the situation within.
Potlight's hiding good. But what about that Zalak? And the jacker. Wait, why is she loading her crossbow? She's a passenger, bought a ticket. But the equipment you've got on hand looks like it's out of regs. All the checkpoints I've been through, this is the first time I've seen anyone checking infection status. If the passenger isn't willing to get checked, you'll put me in a spot of trouble. If she complains to the operating company...
Enough with your guff. We're coming aboard. The party of passengers sit next to one another with an RPFE screening device on each of their hands. Alanna is more worried about the others than herself. Potlet dips her head down, staring blankly at the device's progress bar. The truck jacker looks at the security officer sitting across from her, through the open door, and at every corner of the checkpoint. The Zalek, who was unwilling to go off the truck earlier, is seated a short distance away from her, his legs shaking. Now, what's with these two in a hidden compartment? Did you know they were on board?
Of course I did.
And you deliberately hid them from us?
That's... You lot gave me such a fright with your fierce mugs, I forgot to mention them. I'm sure we can talk this out.
Whose device is that?
What should I do? What will Lance do?
A single bead of sweat trickles down Alanna's cheek. The security officers do not look the least bit accommodating as they surround them. Looks like things are about to get tougher. She needs to figure out a solution to the predicament, and quick, or else.
Well, dear sir, this passenger here, she's just a little kid. She comes here to Green Meadow, to your prefecture to look for her dad. I hear her father works in a smelting plant and it's been about a year since he's been home. The walls and gates in this checkpoint and even the materials used in these testing devices might be the fruits of his labor. This tiny Kautos, she only gets one ride every 2, maybe 3 months, just to see her hardworking father. She's a regular rider on our truck, and this has never happened before. Everyone usually just breezes right through here. With all due respect, sir, would you make things difficult for such a poor little girl who misses her daddy so very much?
There's been a flood of evacuees here from the double helmet mine disaster. Our superiors expect us to tamp down the influx of infected here, so this is not about making things difficult, we're just doing our job. Get moving! I saw it last night, Alanna. Clear as day. That kid you've kept hiding in your truck for the last 2 years. She's infected. No wonder you never bring her to see us. You bloody clown. Going all the way just for a dumb bet. Your damned stubborn competitiveness and bottomless pride. I always said you'd drag yourself into trouble like that, taking some others down with you.
Wait! Mr. Inspector, sir, we'll head right out of here, straight back where we came from, right away. What do you say?
The checkpoints are jurisdiction too, so you still have to comply with us, even if you don't intend to cross.
Sir, I'll pay the toll here, or even an additional fine, or just impound the Ute and even drag me away. I'll cooperate with your investigation. I'm begging you, just let the kid go, please.
Podlid has never seen Alanna with such an expression. In their time together, Alanna has always been brave, fearless, and one might even say anarchic. She makes funny faces, blows up her past experiences, and explodes into laughter without a care for her own image. But now she's pleading with the officer in such an unbecoming way, for Podlid's sake. Take her away.
Lance. It's okay.
Don't.
You don't have to see me off. I'm just stepping out for a second. I'll come and find you in a bit, Lance.
Any other infected? This one too. Then she goes too. Where is she? A crossbow bolt flies out, interrupting the security officers preparing to board and inspect the vehicle. A flurry of additional bolts follow up, forcing them to retreat. What? The purple-haired woman! Get her! Yes, sir! A punch, a kick, a crossbow slam. A few officers knocked down with grimace on their faces. Another volley of bolts rips through their clothes and pins them to the ground. The truck jacker steps over the messy pile of limbs until she reaches Podlid.
Let's go.
What? Alrighty.
Wait, you haven't? I haven't. No, nothing.
Get the Ute started. What's the matter? Back in the truck. Let's go. Glad I didn't turn her in. Right, what about you? Your device didn't beep, did it? Why did you hop off?
Me? I'm a little scared. So, wherever you go, I'll follow. You're not going anywhere. The officer grabs the Zalex's cough, causing him to nearly trip, and he stomps on the officer's hand while balancing himself.
Ah! My fingers! Sorry! I'm really sorry, we'll be going now! We're surrounded. Probably back up. Shoot, shit's escalating real fast. What do we do now? I counted more than 40 of them. The whole squad's armed with anti-armor. And a thick steel gate in front of us. I have no good ideas. Ideas. Actually, I got a good one. It's super risky, but I'll brag about it for years if we succeed. What? I gotta say, Jacker, this Ute of mine ain't no regular truck. Wanna know its full name? It's called Earth Rock Excavating Bottle Tree Transplanting Crew Carrying Intercity Transporter. Excavating and bottle trees aside, you know the two steel beams at the Rust-Wreck town entrance? This beauty propped them up. And of course, you're looking at the very driver responsible. Lance. Your hands are shaking. Shut it! Sit down tight! We're going in! Can I just... Is there anything you can use to patch up these holes? I'm feeling a little chilly. Several holes dot the vehicle's exterior, funneling the wild winds from outside and messing up the Zalak's hair.
Not we can do, just bear with it. I'll look for a mobile platform to get some repair materials later. Wait, why are you still here? Who even are you?
I'm just an ordinary passenger. I'm a good guy, really. Look, here is my ID.
Jerry, huh? But I'm afraid we don't have any use for good Jerrys right now.
Don't worry about me. I won't tell a soul what happened back there.
Well, it is what it is. Everyone here is an accomplice now, so no one's getting away. Got that, Jacker? We'll all Jackers now. Also, thanks for that. Thanks a lot for saving Potlet. My device went off too. They would have sent us to the infected treatment zone if they took us away. But I still need to get to the Grinning Valley. Alright. We're off to the Grinning Valley now, the truck's final destination. But we might not have enough fuel for our trip, so we'd better find a mobile platform to resupply, and find a way to patch up my battered Uta while we're at it. Otherwise, it'll be tough to explain to the company when I hand her back. Alright. Right, so what's your name? The miners all call me Ray. Alright, Ray. Still feels like Jacker rolls off the tongue easier though. Say, Jacker, you got me a bit curious. You hijacked this Uta and beat up those officers without a care. What in Terra's name are you after in the Grinning Valley? That place isn't exactly car-friendly, and I hear it's basically just wasteland ruins after catastrophes wrecked it. Or do you mean there might be some treasure to find there? Out with it, mate. It'll be worth all that noise if there's something good in store for us. I'm looking for a huge shadow. What? A shadow as tall as a mountain, shooting rays of light through the fog. It can talk, too. It can talk. What kind of bloody creature is that?
A big shadow that is capable of shooting beams of light. Well, this is the moment where the story made me very curious. But that will be for another time. If I can speculate, and obviously do not confirm or do not confirm this is pretty much just my speculation on this whole thing, but I think it's very obvious that we're gonna be dealing with a potentially Farron mood. That would be crazy. It potentially in its natural form, not in human form. That would be even crazier. It's kind of a rare thing in this game. Usually they interact with everybody in their splintered off human forms. But anyway, if that's gonna be the case, that's gonna be very interesting. Looking forward to when that comes around, if it comes around actually. And what Ray's actual connection to that thing is, we'll also probably get to see and hear about that. Also, Ray is a mood. Ray's a mood? I don't even know how to properly say it, but damn, saved everybody's asses there. And so did Alanna, apparently. I do wonder what the heck is with the Zalak guy. What the heck is with Jerry? What's his agenda in this? Is he's definitely running away from something. He's infected, so I wonder what the hell is happening. What's his story gonna be? And what's he connected to? His model is way too detailed to be just some rando guy. So I do do kind of wonder what he's gonna fit into. Design-wise, he kind of reminds me of the usual suit guys from the Kazimier's story from Kawalerielki. They kind of have that same kind of visual appeal like he does. Is he maybe connected back to Kazimier's? I guess we'll see. And yeah, damn. No one hurt the Warmy. Whoever hurts the Warmy gets hurt back. Jeez, that child is too precious. The only thing that child needs is proper care, a properly being just helped along the way as she grows up, and so properly brought up, head pats, and hugs. Everybody else can screw off. But yeah, anyway, sorry for that rant. This will be it for part 1. Part 2, we're gonna be continuing with the next 2 stories, or the next 2 cards, as this is a one and done story. And yeah, we'll see how it develops. For now, thank you very much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like on it. It will help me out a lot, and mean a lot as well, of course. And if you're new to the channel and enjoy this, consider subscribing, as the entirety of all stories in Arknights is currently done on the channel, and you can just peruse and enjoy anything you want. And obviously I also live stream, so you know, keeps you up to date when you subbed. And of course, if you want to help out more directly, there are memberships on the channel, and as I say, there will be no video behind a membership. It is literally just there to support me and the channel more directly. And thank you very much for the members that are there already and doing their due diligence. Thank you very much, guys. And yeah, hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are. Hope your ray pulls are going fine if you're watching this during the runtime of the banner. Unlike what happened to me. Yeah. Anyway, hope you're doing fine. Hope everything is fine, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.